Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Welcome back to the B stream of the ESL Pro League Season 8 Finals. We're into the third map between G2 and HellRaisers. I'm with Mac, and we should see how entertaining this series could be. Last map in particular, we didn't really get it. First map, I would say we did, but a little bit anticlimactic into the second half because G2 obviously kind of steamrolled that HellRaisers T side that looked a little lifeless.
Wouldn't say it was anticlimactic. It was very action-packed. You know, we saw some very classy Counter-Strike, especially on the B side. Beautiful holds, you know, beautiful. Yeah, just wasn't even crossfires. It was just like bait and switch, like perfect play.
Yep, would have to agree with you there. But hopefully more action-packed counter-striking in this third map of Overpass should be pretty entertaining stuff. Interesting to see who starts on what side. We saw G2 play it up against Ints. They had a pretty good T side and in general looked the better team, but you know, who knows about Ints' Overpass, how good that could be potentially. As for HellRaisers, we know that they can definitely play Overpass this map. They like to live in as that third decider. I think this might be, in terms of the world rankings, one of the closest in terms of the teams I've seen play each other that they've been.
Yep.
So, I mean, should be a pretty close contest between these two teams that it has been thus far. We're into the third map. Let's see how it goes, Mac.
Yeah, well, I'm bloody excited, and it looks like HellRaisers will be taking that CT side here today. G2 on the T side, and two men, that is Smiths and Shocks, buying up the utility for G2, the rest with the body armor. HellRaisers, on the other hand, only Dead Fox with the smoke and a kit. Everyone else with the armor, but here we are. The four-man stack on the B site, something you see pretty often on the pistol rounds here on Overpass, but Angel is going to open this one up. Body falling, but a good trade from Kenny as they start to swing out Monster. Smith's making his way to site, but he's going to be taken down. Dead Fox is holding strong, looking for more. Kenny in the smoke is going to be just enough of a distraction to allow Shocks to get the headshot off. But now look at that, the bomb's down in the pit. And in the 3v2, Kenny is looking, jiggling, waiting, trying to find as much information as possible. Izza will get away with himself, but Hobbit, on the other hand, shut down the little man out of the server for the moment. But in the 2v2, Shocks is now on a large rotation all the way through heaven. Plenty of time to play with as well.
Seems like Woxic is pretty aware that this could be a possibility. He's just picked up a kit of one of his dead teammates. Bomb still down in water. Kenny, he's moved his way through Monster around the short, and this could be potentially a scenario where they could grab the bomb and run to A, but not going to be the case as Woxic comes back around. Shocks now on the prowl through the CT spawn, but Issa coming up through short behind Kenny. Executes into the back of the head.
And Kenny just completely unaware. HellRaisers coming up strong, but with 10 seconds remaining, Shocks is not going to be able to make it to the A side. He has to fight here on B. Issa and Woxic teaming up completely to find the first round on the CT side of Overpass.
Good stuff from them. Yep, exactly like you said. Pistol going towards HellRaisers. That's going to be great to start to build up the AWP fund for Woxic and grab a lot of utility across the rest of the boys. No bomb plant for G2 is going to mean a full save in this round, most likely. No AK shenanigans going to be going on there. Eagle out for Shocks. Seem to be pretty dangerous with it thus far.
Yeah, and the goal this round will just be trying to get the old bomb down.
Try to go for damage too.
Yeah, bit of damage.
Bit of damage, bit of bomb.
Bit of upgraded rifles, you know. Find some rifles, primary weapons of any kind.
Weaponary device.
But here we are, G2 with the death ball strat, all going out long together. And at long range, we are going to see Existence tag down to 35 HP. HellRaisers now with one man rotating up to the A site, so that'll be a 3-2 setup, 3 towards A, 2 towards B, and G2 just trying to take a bit of map control. But what is it going to cost? A little bit of health on Existence.
We'll see. I mean, how much can HellRaisers make with these SMGs is what I'm interested in.
Up against the unarmored Frenchies. Are they going to be able to do the damage, though? Look at this, both playing so close to the bathrooms. Existence, he gets the information, jumping over the divider there. Flash over towards Long, but with that, Shoxy is going to come out on top. Deagle spam, and 4 HP remaining. He starts to burn in the Molotov, but Existence and Kenny S both going to be shut down by Hobbit. $1,200 in the bank. Make it. Oh, no. Smiths and Body bringing it back to the 3v2, but all of the terrorists so damn low here. Is a facing. Finding one and a second, you know, in the 1v2. Smiths, they spotted him at Long, and with 10 seconds to get the bomb down, he has to try to die here. 2,300 will not be enough going into the third of the match. The dink comes out, but Dead Fox finds another 600 for HellRaisers, and that will be a second round in the bank. A little bit of extra money, but HellRaisers, you know, managing to save, I think that M4.
They saved the FAMAS and the M4 dropped all 3 MP9s. So, I mean, 3 guns lost. Still pretty sad times for HellRaisers. No AWP going to be on their side. Just a rifle and utility buy for both sides. Both sides thoroughly out of money. Pretty important round for both teams to be able to start to get things going in this half. Molotov up towards Party from Smith. He's going to follow it up with the flash for those playground players. Quick Party control for G2 as well as a smoke on Toilet. Flash held out towards Divider. The pacing of G2 to take this Toilet control is much faster than I've seen a lot of other teams able to do it. And again, they're showing it. Same thing we saw against Ints, but Hobbit's not going to give up control. Body gets the first pick onto Angel in that connector. So G2, a lot of map control. They've got short B. They put some pressure on Toilet.
Yeah, so managing to pinch Angel there in Con. Is it going to be enough to get the first round for G2? Woxic going to be pinched in Toilets as well, but Hobbit playing bathrooms, finding the spray transfer. Trade eventually coming out from Existence there, bringing it back to the 3v3. But the bomb is down. It's in bathrooms. Existence, he's left it. Woxic is still here, and Existence should be aware. But it doesn't seem that he is. The information was there. I think Shox peeks out here. And we'll pick up Woxic, bringing the man advantage back into the favour of G2. But Issa, he's made his way out to the truck for the moment. Existence, looking for some information, but just waiting for teammates to be ready to push into the bathroom area. Existence wide swinging there at Long, getting the angle, and Issa will get his head ripped off. Dead Fox last alive in the 1v3. Existence and Smith both quite low, so could potentially be a winnable round, but Dead Fox is not going to bother contesting.
It's a great round from G2. We're seeing their protocols and sort of plan A kind of gameplay work out beautifully for them. The same thing we saw against Ints. The pacing of taking Toilet there is so good from them. They grab that Toilet control like it's nothing, although Hobbit and I think it was Angel kept fighting for that one and never really gave it to G2 as opposed to what Ints did, which was they fell back very quickly. But despite that, I mean, G2 were able to storm down that connector. They picked up Angel in the connector, so it wasn't him towards the Toilet. And also, meanwhile, during all of that, Shox just grabbed short B control as well. So the map control and the ability to get picks very early on is scary stuff from G2.
It was interesting to see how Shox made his way into short, though. The condor was open, and I think it was Angel in there. Just didn't manage to spot him crossing over into the cutout. It was a weird situation. I think he was too focused on the push coming in through the smoke. But I guess
players from Toilet really hunting him down as well.
Yep.
It's a fourth out from HellRaisers. They want to fight for this. Woxic keeping about $1,000 extra in the bank account. There's the nade towards the boost, the double nade, but no one's jump spotting short B, so it's not going to hit anyone.
That was a nice little lineup.
Yeah. See the Astralis nades there.
Oh,
Flash
yeah.
over the top into short B. Grabs Body a little bit of control. On the other side of the map, slower pacing towards Playground and Party, but it is still some control for the side of G2. Body so close there. Doesn't quite get it though. HellRaisers starting to fall back, and it's going to be G2 falling towards the B side of the map. Body walks straight in. How has he found 3 people, none of them ready to shoot him?
Looks like he wasn't too ready either, you know. trading some of the damage. Body's down to 52 HP now. Molotov coming out to slow down the push, but the rest of the team will be monstering out through Monster. As Smiths and Kenny S looking to open it up. Kenny S with the 2K spray down, showing a bit of the rifle skill that he does have. Dead Fox and Hobbit though, holding for the moment. Dead Fox finding himself a second with the M4. Hobbit with just a CZ. So much damage done, but he couldn't put a kill in the bag. And there you go. G2 coming out on top with the second round, but they've lost 3 rifles, and that will be a bit of damage to the economy.
There's a brawl on the B site up against that force out of HellRaisers, but they're still able to get it done on the side of G2 with 2 surviving. So now that HellRaisers is going to have to save into this next one, G2 is going to have an opportunity to start to build up some money and get a firmer hold on this half up against HellRaisers. Haven't seen an AWP on Woxic just yet. Haven't seen an AWP on either side though. Kenny's looking to farm up some money for it with that MP5. So next round, I mean, so far been action-packed, back and forth. For sure, but heading into the next one, completely different beast. I'd imagine you're going to see Woxic on the AWP, and you're going to start to see some differences from HellRaisers. They do like to be active and fight for that toilet control. You're often going to see Angel in towards that bathroom and rotating around everywhere, getting aggressive. HellRaisers is not afraid of the aggression towards the playground, towards the long, fighting for toilet. You're going to see them continue to be very, very active and fight for those areas of the map to keep things nice and interesting.
But Kenny S here with the MP5 is looking for as much information as possible, knowing that the CTs will be unarmored. But this seems to be the position as the bomb goes down on the B side. It looks like HellRaisers will try to make a move here towards bathroom. Here we are, Kenny with the MP5. So dangerous, finding 2 so far and looking for a little bit more. Teammate here for the cover. Body doing the honours to find Angel. And the HellRaisers, they've got the information that there are 2 men in con wanting to still try and find a rifle. It's probably not going to happen. Shock's taking Woxic out. And now it's a 5v1. Issa with a dream. But I highly doubt Kenny's going to bother trying to find another $600 with only 1 HP.
No, better to just hold on to the armor and the MP5. No point throwing it away at this point. Not to mention the fact that you're just giving HellRaisers a bit of extra money into the next round that they might not have had. And, you know, you talk about $300, how impactful that might be. When you talk about money on Issa or Angel, it's extremely impactful. It's an extra smoke. Potential to push you over the top to get a Molotov or something like that. Could have given Hobbit a Molotov also. So now, Woxic, he's on the glass cannon with a bit of utility on top of that. Rest of the lads, pretty poor buy if you ask me here, Mac.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough for the HellRaisers.
They do have the rifles and armor though, that's the main talking point. Molotov, the singular one that they had, has been thrown into Monster 5 seconds in. So no longer will that be the case. Angel, aggressive up short B, active as ever, getting involved.
Taking point, the front man.
Seen him do it time and time again in all different parts of the map on Overpass. Same thing on Dust 2 on the T side. He was really the main man getting active and trying to make things happen.
Woxic, you know, he's found the information, taking a couple of pot shots there at the A site, but Body, will he clear the corner? The smoke in the front of bathrooms just denying the extra information, but he's going to clear it. He's only just spotted it at the second. The last little moment, Hobbit will find 1, but the trade comes out. Kenny hits the headshot with the MP5.
Upgrades to the AK as well.
Now that is very dangerous for HellRaisers here. Molotov forcing Woxic out from behind the truck. He's still very aggressive, but he can't hit any shots, so that AWP's been bought for nothing. Existence. Opening up the A site here. Now, in the 3v4, G2 still looking to plant. They should be able to get it planted successfully, which will just happen now. And HellRaisers might actually just save here.
Kenny's just gone and picked up the AWP. Started out with an MP5, upgrading and upgrading. Went to an AK and then picked up an AWP after he rips Woxic a new one.
Climbing the mountain. 1 weapon at a time. But look at this, all the way in T-spawn there. Shox is going to be denying as much of the save as he can. 2 for him. The trade comes out and that is an AK in the hands of Issa if he wants. We will see the upgrade happen.
Very pretty one. That's a purple.
Very purple and
aqua.
Blue, aqua, yeah. That one. But it looks like he will be allowed to save. Ro2 just can't find him at the end of the round. A little too slow on the heels.
G2 is so cashed up, Mac. Look at that. Just money for days.
We saw this yesterday, and that is what got them over the line in the end. Kenny, though, saving the MP5, getting the bit of extra money in the bank, as well as the free upgrade, you know, that's definitely good for the economy. More so than just trying to save time on time.
Yep.
Bonus rounds.
100% agree.
Very important.
HellRaisers tactical timeout. You got to rally the boys at this point. Like, you can't let this game slip too far out of your control. Already, you've given G2 so much control of the economy, so much confidence.
And that is exactly what G2 need to try to close this one out. You thought HellRaisers were going to take it?
I did, but I also knew that G2 very much looked like they had put a lot of work into this map after we watched them play it against Ints. Just the way that they were moving around the map so fluidly and using the utility fantastically. I had my questions about whether HellRaisers was going to have a similar level of depth on this map. Like, look at that. Who else? I haven't even seen that utility, that Molotov in particular before, out of another team. Pacing in which they take this toilet control, the consistency of shots to grab should be, it's just fantastic to see. And they got a couple nice little set of smokes and flashes to close out some of these rounds. Kenny there. It's the three-man boost from Isa. Oh my god, Body with the reaction.
How's he done it? The man so ready for the trade. In such a weird position as well. But they were ready. Maybe doing their homework, expecting the unexpected. But now Woxic last alive after what has been a beautiful couple of trades. He won't be alive for long though.
Shox is on another banger map. Does this guy ever not just rip his opponents a new one? Scary.
Last map didn't really happen a huge amount.
Well, he didn't really have an opportunity to, and he still was by far and away the best player for G2. So,
yep. But you said, does he ever not? And you know, he didn't. So, just pointing that out. Anyway,
right, Mac.
Hey, settle, all right?
Yeah, we got more casting to do. We can fisticuffs after this, although I don't like my chances, to be honest. It's a quick one out, Monster, speaking of fisticuffs.
And we are going to see a brawl happening here in the pit. Smithy will open up, getting traded out. Dead Fox can't do a whole lot. The running Mac 10 by Body, just ripping the head off of Dead Fox.
Did he even let go of mouse 1 at any point?
I don't think so.
Or any of the movement keys?
I don't think so. A wise man called MC once told me that if you aren't holding W with the Mac 10, you're probably doing it wrong.
Upgrades to the M4 as well. And G2. Look at all these. Look at that. Look at that.
That's lovely. That's really lovely. I like that one. From sight too. And there's your lineup, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been looking for a fresh new
There's literally a
smoke,
line up there. There's literally a line. You just aim at the line.
That's it.
As close, as much of a lineup as there ever could be.
Couldn't be more of a lineup.
Definitely not.
And
2 guns saved for HellRaisers.
Is it? Yep, definitely a buy here.
Got an orb too. So maybe, I mean, Woxic non-existent literally on the donut. That's not what you want to see on a CT side of Overpass. That's where you power up as an AWPer.
Yeah, you know, we saw him popping off on Dust too.
True.
It just hasn't really carried over, I guess.
That was with the rifle on the T side for the most part, though.
Yeah, you are right. But, you know, considering this map, there, like, especially at bathrooms where he's playing, there's many opportunities to take the pot shot, fall back. Take the shot, post, fall back. It's essentially how you're supposed to play, and Woxic just hasn't been given the opportunity. G2 not really letting him hold these angles. Their pop flashes are just too damn good.
Yeah, 100%. The way that they use their utility has been so fantastic to push him off the angles time and time again. They're really locking him down and not giving him an opportunity. But G2 aren't doing anything that they didn't do against Ints. So HellRaisers should have been very well aware that G2 would be doing these kind of things. And it doesn't really seem like they're changing up how they play too much.
Pop flash off the light there.
Yep.
But Body will fall regardless. Forcing Woxic off the angle this time. Dead Fox as well, trying to get aggressive there. Issa looking for the trade, but nothing comes of it. Angel might have been spotted here over towards Headshot, but the push comes out, and he might be stuck in a bit of a rough position. Shoxy up the bridge.
No.
It's going to shut him down. The gates will come and close completely. Now, Woxic last alive. If The nade there just getting it onto existence, tagging him down to 69 HP. So a couple of leg shots is all Woxic needs if he still wants to go for this one, but he's expecting the hunt to come out from G2.
You just know Shox is on one. Hold on for a sec. Yeah, there's a pick from Woxic onto Smiths. But you just know he's on one when he triples up on the entry into the bomb site with some ridiculous shots.
Yeah.
Do you reload and hold your... No, he sees it out. He's running into base.
Don't ever stop. No time allowed for HellRaisers to try to rotate in.
Existence thinking about whether he even needs to run away from the bomb because he's so damn rich that who even cares at this point?
That's it.
16k in the bank.
Maybe I just need to buy, boys. That's all he's saying. Beers on me. Anyway, Shock's up there on 16k as well. Smith's the only man with 4 digits instead of 5. So G2 are starting to run away with it. They're 5 in the lead. There has been another tactical timeout called by HellRaisers. Still the first half. 9 rounds in. Do they bother forcing with the save? It looks like that seems to be the call, or at least it's a half buy.
Yeah, probably buying around the AWP here. Look, honestly, HellRaisers taking this time out need to do a bit of soul searching. They need to really realise, like, lads, this is getting out of control. G2's got mad cash. And if we don't wake up and actually start playing properly, then we're going to be out of Odense. And for a team like HellRaisers, contextually speaking, that absolutely destroyed Renegades in the first round, best of 1, that's just not acceptable going up against a G2 roster like this right after you pick up Hobbit. You know, put together the dream team, get the lineup going. Expectations will be running high, and going out at this point in the tournament is not an option.
Oh, but look at that, Woxic just being outplayed by the utility there. G2 getting the playground control and expecting a long push, but look at this. They're expecting HellRaisers to be on eco. HellRaisers not really showing that they've bought up anything at the moment. Bit of utility left in the old belts, but it is looking a little bit rough. G2, they've just got so much map control already, starting to work towards toilets and long, expecting to find some of the CTs there. But Woxic, I don't think he's taken a pot shot with the AWP yet. He might have. He burnt in the Molotov facing earlier on in the round, but with 50 seconds remaining, G2 are just going to group up and potentially just hit the B site.
Smoke expended there, right, at a good timing. And question being, how much more utility have they got? This has got another smoke actually with 40 seconds to go. This could be a classic case of Inferno force buy where you're running through choke points to get smokes into pistols.
And there you go. First man goes down. Issa finds the AK. He's got another smoke, but so much damage done on the body with existence there as well. Kenny S on 75 and Deadfox close on short, eventually biting off a bit more than he could chew, but he gets the headshot. Existence with the trade. But Deadfox and Issa doing all the damage, flicking around, smoke remaining, 10 seconds left in the round, and Smiths will be making his way through Monster, but he doesn't have the time. There's not a lot he can do. There will be a third round going in favour of HellRaisers, but even if Smiths doesn't die after the clock here, or even if he does die, there's still so much money in the bank for G2 that it won't be too much of a worry.
Great job from HellRaisers there to get straight back into things. If you're going to start the round off with any kind of a play, wide swinging Shox with a 5-7 and 1 being him into oblivion is probably the best possible outcome, I would say. He's 14-4 at that point. You shut him down like that, that's exactly what you need. Because let's face it, he's the main driving factor for G2 on Overpass thus far. If you're shutting Shox down, you're shutting down the hopes and dreams of the French scene at this point. Molotov deep into Monster early on for HellRaisers. Fine with the smoke. Pacing might be a little different from the lads over on G2 this time around. They've thrown the grenades towards Party. You're seeing that one player over there keeping the pressure on those A players, and Woxic still trying to see if he can find anything from that bracket area. Out comes the Monster play.
Well, there you go. The smoke starts to fade, and the information is gained by the CTs. Is a finding 2. Deadfox only 1 before falling, but here we are, Kenny. With that flash, he is going to give up his position and start to fall back. But Shox all the way up to the A site. There's only Woxic here to hold. But how will the timing go? Woxic finally starting to get a few frags on the board with the AWP.
It's what they need so desperately. But it's not only, you know, getting the frags on the board. It's consistently keeping. Where's this smoke going?
I think that's heaven.
Maybe. Would be pretty cool. Regardless, though, it's look how much money they're building up at this point on the CT side. That's the name of the game. If you're going to make a comeback on CT, you need the cash. Woxic spots him through the window of the truck.
And that's what windows are for. Here we are, Angel. He's just trying to find a bit more information there. And on the flank, Woxic is denying the cross to sight. Kenny, he might be able to find a frag, but I don't think you can actually shoot through the window.
Yep.
Kenny, they're finding the flanker. So good damage done at the end. The AWP will be saved by Hobbit.
G2. What is the last 2 rounds even? Come on, lads. Like, you can't just be walking out smokes. Best way to throw your lead away. You can't. That's just letting HellRaisers get their economy going.
Well, they're not doing it on purpose. HellRaisers has been outplaying them in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Don't agree?
I don't know. I feel like G2 are kind of outplaying themselves. Like, into the late round, you know, G2, they have all these ways to get the map control, and they've been getting it so consistently. But now they just, with such a successful couple of rounds where they do get that map control, they do use the utility really well, they get short B control, they go through con or they go through party, and they're able to convert those rounds. They just turn on a dime after so much success and go, why don't we do not that? Why don't we start contacting out and changing things up, because we feel like HellRaisers are going to adapt. It's the opposite. You know, it's a decent school of thought sometimes to be of the kind of mind to go, oh, now the other teams are going to adapt, so I want to be one step ahead. But sometimes you want to go with the good old logic of, well, until they stop me, I'm going to keep doing what's working. And I'd like to see a little bit more of that from G2. This time, though, HellRaisers changing things up. Lots of players towards the long. One tree, one close anti-flash, and Woxic's going to be AWPing posted on the angle. Let's see if G2 do go for this long control and give them the satisfaction. I'm thinking that it's going to be the case. And you said they were outplaying G2. This is going to be it.
We'll see how it goes. Angel falls down early. So does Woxic. So off the Hobbit to try to do as much damage as possible, but the tree is not made of stone. It's just some wood. And Hobbit is going to be taken out. Wallbangs aplenty. And Body just infiltrating straight up the middle. Holding that W key like an absolute champion. And now Issa here. Looking like he will just fall back and save. Body should have heard this one. Jumping on the dumpster there, looking for any extra information.
Who even makes trees out of wood these days? Unbelievable.
I know. Those carpenters, I tell you.
Regardless, though, I mean, HellRaisers had a great setup to be able to deal with exactly that. They were one step ahead.
Oh, but Shoxy once again here in this position to try to deny the save. It is Dead Fox and Issa potentially going for the double swing in a moment. They've managed to cross towards the safe side, but Shoxy might get caught with some utility in hand, going straight through the smoke. Dead Fox shuts him down after dodging the flash. But Body coming in hot. He is going to be taken down by Issa, who spots some legs, looking for a little bit more. Smiths as well will fall. But now look at this, 13th round of the match. 8-4, HellRaisers starting to just creep back. G2 though, with that extra little round, they've got the majority. Can they make it 9?
Would be good to see already a fantastic T side from G2, the exact same as we saw yesterday. So let's see, this is potential to be able to shut HellRaisers out of this half for G2 if they win it. They're out of cash on the side of HellRaisers. Woxic unable to get it done there. Existence dropping a lot of HP to that grenade thrown out by Hobbit. Woxic, he might get, oh my god, I was going to say he was going to get punished. Forget that. He is the punisher.
The man just hits the perfect timing to connect on the Body. And he's looking for a bit more, wrapping around on the edge of the smoke there, looking to find the opposite AWPer. But he's not going to find anything, and he does start to fall back towards the A site, at least for the moment.
I've seen G2 throw some smokes from the long side and just go up long with the flashes over the left. Wouldn't be surprised to see it again from the lads.
Decent amount of utility left on the belts of HellRaisers.
They're going to catch the timing.
They might. They've gone quite dry. Late smokes, but Hobbit getting the smoke out just in time, only getting the one and done. As Smiths trades him out. And on the 3v4, Angel goes straight through the smoke with the 5-7. Peekaboo, and he said goodbye. Woxic holding the cross. Smiths goes down. It's all up to Kenny in the 1v4. He's going to have to go mental here. We saw it before. He didn't come out on top, but now back through the smoke. He is going to retreat, potentially just to try to save the AWP. 20 seconds. The bomb is in the eyesight of HellRaisers. With the peek, he's missed. A little bit worrying. Edge of the wall. Going to dodge any damage and going for the old quick scope. He's allowed to fire one more bullet, but Dead Fox dodging him completely. What is that? 5 shots missed on him.
HellRaisers don't go for the double AWP again.
No.
They decide not to. So, interesting stuff. Issa's having quite the game for himself. Shock slowing down quite a bit. He was 14 for 4. Now, last couple of rounds, 1 for 4. As G2 is struggling a little bit to convert a lot of these T rounds. They've had 1 or 2, but that's about it. Now they've run out of money at this point in the half. Not a good time. Potentially looking at an opportunity for HellRaisers. Was going to be a brawl towards the party there, but there's nothing really. Except Angel here gets himself absolutely banged out by Body.
The CZ just coming out on top in the scenario. Hobbit, though, with the cover, takes Body down, so it brings it back to the 4v4. And the 2-man set up at A is going to potentially have a Dead Fox joining them. Which would be very, very scary, you know. But Smiths walking straight into Woxic's AWP crosshair. Woxic with all the information, but the flash through the smoke, allowing Hobbit to pick up the 2K. And that is a play that will essentially lock the round down. So Shock's last alive. They know that he plays over towards the B site. He's opened the door. That should have been heard. And HellRaisers, it's their round to lose now. Peeking out the top of Con, Shocks has been spotted. But Woxic still just holding this angle. And yet another AWP frag going in favour of the HellRaisers.
G2 broke now. HellRaisers have firmly got the momentum back, Mac. Secondary timeout. I think they went for the Jordan Mays approach.
Oh, yeah?
Stop losing.
Stop losing. That's it.
I mean, they can't stop losing for this half in particular, but into the next half, there is potential there for them to stop losing.
Look at that, though. Angel having a much slower game than the previous 2 maps. He's only got the 3 frags at the moment.
It's alright. This time. Angel's really good towards the B side of the map, usually on this map. He loves a bit of a walk up the short B to make some plays. So it would be great to see him do that a little bit. Existence throwing out a lot of grenades towards this B site, see if he can force any utility out while the rest of the boys on G2 walk up Con towards bracket. Who's on the A-bomb site? It's only Woxic actually jump spotting. Hobbit's on the quick rotate, who's moved to heaven due to some of that utility coming out. This has worked perfectly.
Oh, but he's got the leg, and that's not a frag. But Smiths is going to go down to the PG-50, which is going to find 2 before Shocks eventually gets the trade. He's found 2 of his own, though, with the CZ. Angel here looking to hold, making his way out, and a little bit of noise. He's trying to wrap onto Shocks. Holds the spray. He will expel the whole of the magazine, but Issa as well coming in, and Dead Fox, a frag apiece there on the retake for G2 to lose yet another, and now HellRaisers keeping it close right at the end, 8-7 here on Overpass.
Would love to hear what was said in that second pause when HellRaisers were down like 8-2 or something. But whatever it was, must have been bloody inspiring, because they've made a inspired comeback into this half. Now heading into the T side of Overpass, trying to close things out. And nail biter, all the pressure on the line, elimination match heading into the second side of Overpass. G2 going to be going up onto that CT side, HellRaisers on the T side. A lot of the times I've seen HellRaisers play this map, it's been the opposite of what you saw the G2 style being. Lots of 4-man setups going quickly into bomb sites I've seen, lots of dead squatting, leaving one player sort of solo lurking, creating pressure on one side of the map while everyone else goes for something else.
Well, this round is extremely important for G2, not just to get, you know, a pistol round, which might net you a few more rounds, but also to get a little bit of momentum back going in their favour. HellRaisers, they've just won a huge amount of rounds towards the end of the first half, and you know, if they do pick this pistol up, that momentum will continue on into the second, and it might just be a little bit too much for G2 to deal with.
I think, yeah, it's important for G2 to pick up the pistol to get the utility going, to hold off a lot of these quick plays out from HellRaisers that I know they like to do towards the B side. Also getting the AWP on Kenny. I mean, he hasn't been super impactful this tournament, but you can't ever count him out. You keep giving it to the man because he's definitely earned the respect in terms of being proficient with that gun. It's going to be a brawling con here, Mac. 3 players on either side.
So here you go. All 3 players are going to be completely shut down. Angel finding 2, but Shox gets a couple of his own. 2 for him, looking for more. Angel, though, 3 for him. So in the 1v3, it's going to be rough for G2 to try to clutch this one out. Super aggressive body, needs to hit these heads. He's found 1. There's 2 more to deal with. He does have a couple of 1v1s, but Dead Fox now just baiting, trying to buy some time for his teammate to rotate in on the flank. But Woxic making no sound. The read was there from Body, but Woxic, he's hit the headshot. He's found a second. And now we are all tied up at 8 rounds each. Soon to be back in HellRaisers' favour. Unless there's an upset, of course.
Yes, indeed. Alright, G2, Shox, you're going to buy yourself a deagle and get some damage done. That's my question, my friend. I would love to see it. Having quite the game for himself. I'd love to see his stats across the series. Goes for the flash instead. P250's purchased up by the rest of the G2 lads as they head towards the B bomb site with everybody. HellRaisers going to be going there. They're going to be in playground. They're going to be spread out. Con. Outside Monster as well. Having a little look. Trying to find some counter-terrorists. Seeing where the G2 lads are stacked up towards so that they can avoid that sticky situation. Would be the B bomb site.
Well, that's it. It's the percentage play, 50-50. Essentially. Maybe a little bit different to that set of numbers, but
I don't know how you would even begin to calculate what the percentage chance of them going to the bomb site is.
50-50. There's 2 bomb sites. So there's a 50% chance that they go to
not how probability works, but anyway,
that
definitely
is,
not.
I'm a mathematician.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that about me.
I did not.
I'm definitely not. Anyway.
You'd pass it. Yeah, I believe. If someone told me you're a maths teacher and I saw a picture of you, I wouldn't count it out.
Look, I got told one time that I wear these glasses to try and look smart because I'm dumb. It's not because my eyesight's bad or anything. It's because I want to look smart.
Fair enough.
Let everyone know how much of a mathematician I am.
You know who looks smart at this point?
HellRaisers.
Yeah.
Making the right call. Making the 50% play of going to the right bomb site.
They've got some thick glasses on.
And there you go. Existence. Not able to hold solo, unfortunately for him, but the rest of G2 are now just hunting and potentially looking for a couple of those juicy AKs to try to buff the economy going later on into the half. But Hobbit here with the Mac-10 might just make the right play. Kenny S in the corner. His leg might have been spotted. No, it hasn't at all. But he's jumped on his head. Hobbit hitting him with a bit of a boop before doing more damage. Looking for some damage through the wall there, but the Mac-10 bullets, definitely no armor penetration there. And he's found a third before being traded out. Definitely expendable, but the $1,800 extra dollary dues in the bank.
That's a lot of Mac-10 kills, actually. Was that all of them with the Mac-10s?
Essentially, I do believe so. I think one might have been with the AK on Woxic.
So good money made there from HellRaisers. This game's still extremely close, though.
Oh, here we go. So here's the first, and then the little boop, boopity boop on Kenny S's head.
He forgot he wasn't playing Mario. You don't jump on your opponent's head to kill him.
You know, Kenny S, the Goomba in the server.
Yep. Alright. So HellRaisers spread out approach once again. Just like the last one, 2 players towards playground, 1 lad sitting in the pipes, seeing if he can help with the utility. There's the flash. Oh, it's a smoke over the top actually from Woxic towards the bathroom. I'm going to go towards the long for control. He's just made his way up from Con and he's going to head towards A. Dead Fox. Either in Con or in short B. Impossible to tell sometimes. I think it's Con though. Which means it's going to be a quick one towards A from HellRaisers.
But what's
he doing? What's he
not
looking
ready
at?
for that at all. No sound was made. Angel just jiggling, waiting for some more. Flash goes in. Now the toilets are in the hands of HellRaisers, as well as the man advantage.
Indeed. Distance just marring the graffiti a little bit too much there. gets himself picked off. And now HellRaisers in a firm advantage. It's going to be on Kenny S to hold this bomb site push. 1 versus 5. No rotations have even come out from the rest of G2. They're not interested.
Oh, but Kenny, he's been spotted. Angel over towards Long. Manages to stand in the Molotov to try and do a bit of damage. Hobbit down to 28 HP, but, you know, he survived with his life, and now it's a 3v5, and the call has been made by G2, who have the rifles now, but no hopes, no dreams. Not for this round, at least, as HellRaisers are going to take it to double digits first, 10-8, and start to edge out over G2. This momentum is killing them.
For sure, HellRaisers been in a firm control of this game ever since the comeback from 2-7 or whatever it was, and these kills are absolutely money. Mach 10 upgraded into an M4.
Body with the angle, finds 2 more, but you know, the goal is to save the M4. He might just do it successfully. Hiding his head at the bottom here. Just re-peeking over and over. Not much time left in the round. I think it's Woxic there, quite low. It just does not commit. Tries to punish. But there you go, HellRaisers. With that 10th round. And now plenty of money starting to build up in the bank for them. G2 on the other hand. It's looking a little rough. They will upgrade some pistols, but that's about all she wrote.
HellRaisers getting their money off to a pretty good start here, despite losing a couple of rifles in that last round. They're doing pretty well for themselves. G2 got a lot of CZs in utility. Hot flash, that's a lot of information for Smiths, but he tries to go out and drop the smoke. Hobbit's just holding W.
So that was potentially a misplay coming out there from G2. Really wanted the smoke on the ground, but Shocks, he's going to expend a magazine. Kenny S playing close on the bridge, using the smoke as cover. Can't quite find any more. Issa just barely surviving there. He will be traded out eventually by Kenny S, who's here with the M4, and a huge round coming out from Kenny. Bringing it back to the 2v1. Angel last alive, giving up his position, but with a whole minute remaining. Definitely a winnable round. Existence, though, no body armor, and he is going to be smoked off there on short. So he will once again go on an adventure, potentially over towards Monster a little bit late. But Angel, the IGL, he's had a rough map so far. But can he get the bomb? Definitely. Kenny S just hiding in the corner here. Angel switched on and will clear this one just in time. But will he hard clear ABC? The crosshair around, and he will find the noggin. So down to 29 HP. The damage has been done, and now it's Existence's round to lose essentially. But Angel is going to knife out all the way to A, and Existence should be able to find himself an AK at least on the way back up. But if he leaves it too long, he'll have to make some noise. He's actually rerouted over towards short, picked up a Galil, and is going to come up through Con.
Going to be interesting to see where Angel opts to play this post plant from. Planting for truck, he's pretty much forced to play the CT side of the bomb site.
And with no information at all, you know, he's clearing underneath him. Has to try to hold. Might just wait for the bomb to be tapped, but Existence has so much to clear, and he won't even allow Existence to get close to that bomb. Daddy is home, and there is the angle. 11 rounds for HellRaisers.
That would have been a big break for G2 to win that one, but they weren't able quite to convert that, unfortunately.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah. Was good damage to HellRaisers' economy, though, but not going to be the nail in the coffin there.
No, not at all. But there are the 3 beautiful frags that Kenny managed to land in the previous round. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert it off the back of the marvellous individual play.
Alright, so here we go for G2. It's a double AWP setup.
Oh, but look at this Woxic, just so ready. He's seen this position before. Gets away with his life this time as Kenny just misses the headshot.
Here's the thing though, Mac. HellRaisers, they're doing their spread default. Seen it a couple times now. And going up against the AWPs, if the flashes aren't good, if the util usage isn't as good as it needs to be, like this is just walking out Monster here. He's all alone, looking for something to open up the round, and G2's just giving him so much respect.
Kind of ridiculous. Dead Fox, though, going to be spotted in Con. The angle is going to be left by Smiths at just the wrong moment. Shock's actually finding Angel.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, I was going to say, slow spread out default from HellRaisers should pretty much favour G2 in this scenario when they're running that double AWP setup. So many opportunities for your AWPers to be able to get yourself free picks. That's a lot of damage over onto Hobbit from Kenny as well.
The double AWP setup both on the A side as well.
Yeah, I rate it. I don't rate that AWP over towards B unless you're going to go for a well-timed pick. Great. Speaking of well-timed, Smoke and Molly couldn't be better.
You can be shut down so easily as well with the AWP. Just on the B side, a couple of smokes and you're essentially done. But here comes the flash and there is the frag. Smith's getting the headshot onto Izza, up short as well. Kenny here playing close. Everyone having a piece of the action. Woxic now with only 10 HP, looking to save with 10 seconds left in the round. Not a lot he can do other than try to stay alive, and G2 will respect him, saving both the AWPs. 2 more rifles, starting to slowly build the economy up, and here is a 9th round for them, so that's their first of the second half.
And look, Mac, here's where I go, and I take my little finger and point to the round where they really tried to hunt down Body and CT spawn, lost a lot of guns. That round where they're going up the half buy with the 2 safe guns up against G2, and they lost everybody but Angel, and he had to 1v2. Their money is now cooked. They've thrown away so many guns throughout the length of this half on HellRaisers rather than playing things safe and building up their economy, and it's starting to catch up to them. G2, you know, this game has been close enough to where, you know, the CT economy, while it can be very, very difficult for you to keep control of, they've had enough room here to be able to lose and still be able to buy up.
But look at that. You have Angel, who is starting to pick up the ball, and that might be the key. You know, your leader taking the lead, as he should be, just showing the boys where to go and putting on a performance that has started to allow HellRaisers to pick those, you know, 11 rounds up, which they're currently on.
Yeah, but you got this guy called Shocks, who's just been fragging the entire series, no matter what happens, and he's just continued to put numbers on the board. Kenny S has got a AWP in his hands.
It is dangerous at the moment, but HellRaisers, they won't take this one lightly. See what happens. Bit of a staggered push out to the B site here. Body finds one, but there is a trade. Izza getting the kill with the Tech 9. Shocks, though, wanting to take a pot shot at the wall, just waiting, but it looks like the T's there ready and waiting, and G2 are going to play for the retake here.
Yeah, they just need to relax here. They've got plenty of utility.
But are they going to be aware for the boost up towards heaven? This is always a nail in the coffin.
I think so. I think they're going to be ready for it. I don't know if they're going to check close right, though.
Well, there's one, but the trade comes out. Is it going a little bit too over-aggressive, I believe? But Smiths is going to get his head ripped off by the P250. Woxic with the AK as well, doing more damage. And Angel there, taking Shocks down. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reset. G2 managed to find a 9th, but HellRaisers shutting them down straight away on what was essentially an eco.
No, they forced up. That was a full investment from the lads on HellRaisers.
Some of them. They had pistols.
Yeah, I know. But their money was rough, remember? They had 2.6 on some of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought it was a bit of a mixed halfy.
Yeah,
Halfy
you might be right about that.
Okay.
Probably a mixed halfy. Some of them had really invested there.
That's the new term, mixed halfy.
Look, let's not get into what that sounds like. HellRaisers taking short B control here. Shocks, though. Point man with the deagle, trying to make the difference. He's going to have to as well. Nobody else is doing it for G2 at this point.
He did just get the opportunity, but couldn't grasp on. And now Body will be over towards that toxic area. Issa looking for an entry, but these pistols just can't deal with the bullets of the AK. Caliber too damn high, and Issa looking for some more Shoxy. He's got the deagle now, but through the wall, Shoxy will be tagged down to 44 HP. Angel looking for more, taking lead as we spoke about before. But Issa up the bridge there is going to find Shocks and Smiths, and that is the B site open for business. It last alive will be existence. He's got a deagle in hand, but the 1v5 is a very, you know, unachievable sort of dream right now. He's going to be spotted too, just can't hit the noggins at long range, nor can he hit anything. But he's knife out, and he's committed. And there is the AWP posted. Woxic hitting the shot he needs to, connecting. And a 13th round goes in favour of HellRaisers. G2 their money is going to allow them to buy up into the 23rd round. It's essentially do or die now. If they lose this, they'll pretty much have to try to force to keep the dream alive. But if they win, they could just start to bring it back.
I mean, the money's just not very good from G2. Body's been able to give Kenny and Orb. But that's the only real talking point of this buy, I would have to say, Mac. No Molotovs, not enough smokes and flashes and stuff like that to be able to play into the late round. So G2, they're going to have to do something a little bit more special. Love the boost. Shox isn't able to convert it into a frag, though, or its existence, rather, who has been boosted. Body's lost his life there as well, pretty quickly into the piece. Issa's done that in short B, and now G2 down a man, almost 2 with existence on 14 Harry Potters. Not good for G2 whatsoever.
No, it is looking quite rough, but Shox on the off angle might have just spotted Dead Fox here on the map, and there is a free frag. Dead Fox not feeling it, not switched on. But now look at this, Angel down on 16 HP, existence on 14. Almost exactly the same on both, except Kenny gets aggressive, and we'll find Issa not aware for the short push there. And now G2 bring it back into their favour, but for how long?
Well, Shox is still holding on to this connector control, which means that G2 can't too easily... I mean, HellRaisers can't navigate the middle of the map very easily, can't move between the bomb sites. Not that they'd necessarily want to. It seems like they are really trying to find Shox and trade that kill back, but he's long gone. He's pieced out ages ago. Now he's got the flashes pinned for Smiths to be able to deal with this play into B later on, and that's exactly what's coming at Smiths. Shox already used one, he's got another one ready. There it is.
And the staggered flashes proving effective. Smiths with 2, and Shox finds Angel. And so there you go, G2 keeping the dream alive and giving us a match, Pilly.
That's Shoxic for you. In the connector, gets the job done in the disadvantageous situation, and then sets up Smiths to be able to absolutely wreck those 2 players coming out monster in the late round, securing that round. So G2 back on the board again, putting pressure on HellRaisers, but not economically, because HellRaisers, they got all the money in the world to be able to buy up here. G2, it's the opposite story. I mean, you said before, they got reset pretty hard. This is another potential opportunity for HellRaisers to do that again. And as they move closer towards that 15 round mark, it's danger territory for G2. They can't afford to give HellRaisers any more room to work with in terms of rounds. They need to shut this down here and now. They need to force HellRaisers into a corner as they try to overtake them in terms of the round count, and as they get closer and closer towards the end of the half, someone's economy's got to break. And if that's in a critical round, you might just secure yourself a spot further on in the playoffs and a spot to play Renegades.
Hey, and that is a good little incentive. You know, I'm sure there's a bit of extra prize money on the line there as well, the further you get through. But anyway, it's do or die. G2 need to take a stand, which is quite hard while you're sitting at a computer, but we'll see how it goes. No one really uses standing desks these days. Not for gaming anyway, not that I'm aware of. Maybe it's a thing. Anyway, Dead Fox, he's made his way up to Con. Smiths with the off angle here, just above. Death from above, but Dead Fox goes down, and he will be skinned there. Look at this, the CTs. So stacked towards the A site, just ready and waiting, expecting a different play from HellRaisers, but will they fall straight into the trap?
So
HellRaisers, that they might.
They took long A control early on. Now they've thrown the progression smoke, and still with toilet control is G2. These duels in toilets are going to be monumentally important for the outcome of this round, and it looks like Kenny's about to win one of them.
There you go, but Kenny, his position is now known. Wallbangs coming out, but no bullets connecting, not for the moment anyway. Kenny actually given up 40 of his H pointeronies to get aggressive there in bathrooms and finding yet another. So definitely worth the damage. Woxic and Angel, last 2 alive for HellRaisers, but Kenny is smack bang in the middle of both. It's going to be hard for Angel to try to wrap around from long though, as there is a huge amount of CTs here trying to hold. Now with 20 seconds remaining, Woxic is just going to try to save the AWP. Heading over towards long, might be able to get one out of the hands of Kenny. Not sure if the noggin has been spotted. But Woxic now, just listening for the footsteps. Bit of team damage going to be done. Not sure if that was them just playing around, but it has alerted Woxic of Shox' positioning. So something as simple as a little bit of fun with the boys can send the money down the drain. And let's see if this can come back to bite them later on in the round.
Potentially. I mean, only one gun lost. I was about to say G2 with 5 alive is a fantastic result for them if they want to be coming back into this game. But they lose one gun, that's fine. Look, it's not too bad. They're going to have to buy up utility. They're going to have to drop one of these guns. But let's look at it. I mean, they need to come back into this game. They're down 13-11, but they have cash to work with. And that's exactly what they need. As for HellRaisers, though, in a bit of a predicament, economically speaking. Going to have to have a little bit of a think about what they want to do with all of their money.
Hobbit with the 280 ADR as well, and Shox 23 enemies flashed, putting in the work. Woxic as well, 21. That is some big damn numbers.
I mean, it's pretty impressive when Shox tops the scoreboard in terms of frags and flashing people.
Potential correlation there.
Maybe. We'll see.
Makes it easier when your opponent's blind. I'm just going to put that one out there.
Sure.
Although the CT setup from G2, once again, a little bit different this time. Solo at A, Existence here. With the rest of G2 over towards B, but the rotations are starting to come out a little bit early. HellRaisers, they are on the pistol armor bite. With the couple of rounds lost there, they might be able to force into the next.
Look, I like that call from Existence, actually, because remember all the other rounds with pistols where HellRaisers threw that exit at the P bomb site with the fast smokes onto the middle site. That was really bloody effective. So now G2 playing into what they think HellRaisers is going to do, and now that they've allowed them to take the toilet control, just going to play on the bomb site. There is actually one pushed up at long. The smokes are going to go over the top for HellRaisers here.
Good flash, but Angel somehow managing to dodge that, even though it popped right next to him. Kenny, a little bit wary of the toilet position here. Woxic, though, posting on the edge of the smoke is going to be played. Kenny through the smoke, finds Dead Fox, and yet another. The AWP is out of the hands of HellRaisers, and Kenny will find yet another with the USP there onto Hobbit. Smith's a single frag onto Angel, but what a hold at A there. G2 with the perfect call to try to even this one up.
And 5 alive from G2, absolutely no problems. Swatting away that A push from HellRaisers. They thought it was going to be the same B exit they've seen that HellRaisers have had the success with, but they rotate fast enough. Existence plays it nice and safe there. Calls all the utility coming out from HellRaisers, calls the numbers, brings the boys over onto the A bomb site, and Shox gets himself in a great position towards long A. Here's the quick one out B, Monster Mac.
And Body, you know, he's essentially solo at the moment, but he's going to make it work too for him off just a flash. The man at Heaven will help out a little bit, but Hobbit finds Existence, trades Angel out, but back in the 2v4, it's going to be a rough one for HellRaisers to bring it back.
Spawn, mate?
I don't know, knife out, hold W, everyone's accounted for on HellRaisers. Pushing on the extremities while HellRaisers did try to rush there.
And then Shox is making his way around long A. They've just got a flank on a flank.
But that's it, the double little rotation, listening for anything over towards toilets. But the A site's open. So G2 setting up for a retake on the A site, essentially, as they're not really holding any positions, holding the perfect places for the rotations.
Yeah, but Shox is in a great position on party here. Can potentially know that there could be T's heading up onto this A bomb site. Hobbit could get himself in a great position if he sneaks through the CT spawn, though, and if Woxic's able to plant the bomb, never mind. Shox, there it was.
Yep. There's the bomb in his eyesight. Hobbit, he has a chance spraying at mid to long range, eventually letting that one recover. Getting the headshot on the Shox, but knife out, not much time. He will find Smiths here, wanting to try to go for the aim battle. But he's going to not come out on top, you know.
No, Mac, they've got 3k across the board on HellRaisers. They can't afford to buy. G2, they've got all the money in the world. They've been winning every round so cleanly.
So it did look like this was starting to run away in HellRaisers' favour earlier on in the half, but G2
says
again. No.
CT side.
Overtime.
When G2 have the money.
Extravaganza. Let's see what HellRaisers can do. It's not looking great for them this round, especially as they are on the unarmored pistols. No utility at all. Only Hobbit with that body armor. Angel knocking on the door saying, let me in. What is going on here?
And it's the same recipe for success as on Dust 2 on the CT side that we saw early in the series. Shock's having a bloody good game for himself. Kenny S also with a fantastic game. And some key plays from the other lads as well. Not necessarily in terms of the frags, but in terms of holding down certain positions in key rounds, making key reads and rotations. Great utility usage to be able to support each other. It's just fantastic to see from G2 and HellRaisers. They just don't have an answer at the moment. They can't have an answer in this round because they just don't have the money for it. So next one, we will see if they're going to be able to do something a little differently. They tried to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works with the quick one out Monster when they had a little bit of a lackluster money in that last round, but the counter flashes from G2, absolutely perfect.
So damn good. Look at this. Existence, though, with so much money, he's still opted for the MP9 because he knows that HellRaisers will be on the pistols.
It's pretty ballsy if you ask me.
Yep.
In a high-pressure scenario like this.
But speaking of high pressure, Angel catching that grenade. Was it him earlier as well? I'm pretty sure it was.
Catching him all night, mate.
He's just a magnet, this man. Attracting all the metal, all the shrapnel. But Woxic, he's found one under Shocks, getting the one dig. Body with the perfect peak. Bomb goes down. 10 seconds to plant, but he is going to spray transfer and lock it down on the B site. 4 for him, all eco frags. But that's what you want to see from an anchor, doing all the work necessary to lock the round down.
Yeah, and he's very much stepping up for G2 over onto that B side of the map. Every time that they go towards B, it's either Body and Shocks or Body and Smiths. Body just playing so well off his other teammates who are setting him up with the flashbangs. Smiths as well, in tandem with other people. It's the two-man setups. It's the counter flashes when HellRaisers even think about touching that B-bomb side that are absolutely killing HellRaisers time and time again. Then whenever they go to the other sides of the map, it's the AWPs, it's the positional play. It's Shocks pushing connector or running around the entire length of the map and suddenly he's behind you. You can't run, you can't hide. Again, another banger of a flash.
Oh, so Smiths will find one, but here's the trade. Dead Fox thinking he had short control, but Shocks says no. So now in the 3v4, G2 with the man advantage, looking to find the 15th round.
It's just so much pressure on HellRaisers. Every single time they try to get anything going, they're trying to think of how to come back into this game. G2 is just jumping on top of them, trying to pummel them into the ground before they can even get going.
But yeah, great timing on that smoke to slow Angel down. Him and Woxic looking to come up short with only Hobbit there at Monster. And we are going to see a boost at lowers here. Shocks with the angle, gets the dink, but Shocks takes a little bit of damage of his own. Woxic hitting the shot there through the wall. But Kenny just so ready for Woxic to be out in the open. Him and Angel. Hobbit here, mollied out of position, but they are going to find a frag apiece, so it's back to a 2v2. And this is the best possible situation for HellRaisers right now, but they aren't expecting Existence to be on the large flank. Angel clearing short, thinking that no one's there. He's looking behind him. The route that Existence is taking might just be the nail here. And Angel not going to bother. The man goes down. Last alive is Hobbit. He's only got 23 HP. Shocks on side. He's low as well. But Hobbit's got the AWP. He can't find the first, and the cover is there from Existence. The defuse is coming out, and there is just enough time. The round goes to G2, and they are now on match point. Can HellRaisers take it to overtime? They don't really have a lot of money there. They are going to force up, you know, do or die situation completely. And Shocks there, 26-19. Absolutely marvelous performance. Kenny S on 23, Body on 20, everyone on the 2s. It's only Issa on the 21 there, but HellRaisers as well, quite close across the board.
Sure. I mean, they have pretty decent money into this one because they've just built up so much of a loss bonus in tandem with the bomb plan is always going to give you such great money. But name a more iconic duo, G2, when they have the economy control, making a massive run of rounds into a game. Saw it on Dust 2. And again, on Overpass. Absolutely out of control. These flashes are killing HellRaisers. When they try to take any kind of a map control, they're just either running into an AWP, Shocks is shooting them in the side, or they're full white and at least 2 to 3 CTs are just running at them out for blood. And now pressure on HellRaisers. G2 on match point, series point. You don't want to be going out of the tournament, especially as a team like HellRaisers. Their expectations higher than ever after picking up Hobbit. They would not be wanting to go out to G2 at this point, but it's looking like it's about to happen. The teamwork, the experience and the prowess of G2 has been too much for HellRaisers to handle. The Kenny S Shocks combo actually activating. Shocks doing so much heavy lifting, not only in terms of fragging up, but also supporting his teammates with some absolute bangers.
Oh, but here we go. They're coming up corner again. Are they going to be ready for the man? Death from above. They won't hard clear the corner. There isn't even going to be a trade, so Smiths finds 2, and now there's a 2-man advantage for G2. Oh, HellRaisers, what can you do? He's made his way out to the B site yet again. Body at lowers, but Hobbit's gone down to Kenny S as well, who has had a scorcher here on the AWP. But even if the bomb goes down in the 2v5, it's going to be a very rough situation for HellRaisers to try to clutch this one out. Issa lurking all the way down. Body just watching the short line. But here the slow peek from Body is going to prove effective. AWP in the hands of Woxic. Now this man, he's young, he's sharp. And what can he do? Molotov forcing him out of position. 51 HP remaining in the 1v4. 40 seconds. Kenny up short, making a bunch of noise. Flashes there, hiding at the sandbags for the moment. CT's now just looking to play for the retake. The bomb not going to be tapped just yet. Smiths has been spotted, but so has the scope of the AWP of Kenny. Now there's the shot. Kenny goes down. 1v3, 20 seconds remaining. Can you imagine if he wins this, Billy?
I think so. My
golly gosh. 10 seconds to plan existence. Not posting, letting the bomb be planted. But we'll see how this goes. 50 whole HEPs. And it's not going to be enough existence to finish it off. Headshot under Woxic, jumping over default. 16-13. G2 take it 2-1 over HellRaisers. And they will be going on to play the Renegades.
Unbelievable performance from G2 there. I mean, they had a really close one against Ince, an opponent that they really should have been able to best. Although Ince are on the up and up, you know, some young talented players as well as some old veterans that have an enormous fragging power, G2 was able to best them. But I wasn't convinced, you know, Ince is a team that G2 should be able to take out. I didn't think that they were going to be able to do it against HellRaisers, but they have proven me and a lot of other people wrong, especially when HellRaisers came into this tournament with a fury against, you know, Renegades in the opening game. They like 16-5 them or something, absolutely shut them out of the server. But now against G2 in the best of 3 series, HellRaisers just aren't able to get it done, and it's Shocks as well as some fantastic team play between some of the lads, as well as Kenny S with some pretty key rounds that get it done for G2, and it's fantastic to see. It might be their last tournament with this lineup in particular, but they're making quite a run of it, Mac.
Yeah, well, you know, making history, making one to remember for all the boys, as you said, coming together, banding and looking to make the lower bracket run. Now, I'm not too sure how much further they can make it. Up against Renegades, it's going to be a very, very hard-fought battle. What do you reckon? 2-1, 2-0? Do you think Renegades are looking too good at the moment, or
I don't
can
know.
G2 do it?
I'm not convinced by Renegades up against Big personally in that match that I had a look at earlier. I think it could be a pretty close series, to be honest. I'm loving the way that G2 is playing lately. They're making quite a good run into this series. I'm very impressed that they're able to take out HellRaisers there. I thought there was no chance. I thought there was even potential for HellRaiser to be able to 2-0 there, but HellRaiser's not even really... They're not really playing up to their potential, it seems to me, Mac, with this lineup in particular. Everyone was hyping up this move to be potential for HellRaisers to push themselves further up the rankings and closer towards, you know, that top of Tier 2 status, potentially being able to take some games off Tier 1 teams, but, you know, not able to get it done against a team like G2. That's not good enough for those lads. They're going to be very disappointed with that loss, going to have to go back to the drawing board and have a bit of a rethink.
Well, they've definitely kicked the bucket here, you know, out of the tournament. That's the elimination match. And I guess it's sad to say that the young gun, or the younger guns, less experienced than G2 they're out, they're gone. But here are the results for today. So Order knocked out by Ghost there, 0 for 2. Renegades taking the W 2-1 here on the B stream, and G2 winning 2-1. A stream, you see North falling to Sharks there, 2-0. MIBR rather, against NRG, taking the W 2-1, and Mouse knocking Navi out 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, like, that upset from Sharks over North is absolutely shocking. No one would have seen that one coming. And NRG almost took out MRBR in that series. Last map going into OT, extremely close stuff. Could have gone either way. And fantastic performance there. Mouse Sports over Na'Vi. That's a shocker as well. Everyone's expecting Na'Vi to be a real contender for a tournament like this, especially with how Astralis are playing lately. They're looking a little bit more mortal than normal, some would say. So interesting results there. Interesting games as well that I've had the pleasure of casting with both you and Jake as well. That you know, Big Gay versus Renegades, some Aussie pride on the line, and then I always love a good G2 cast. They make for some of the most entertaining Counter-Strike, and we've had the pleasure of casting them 2 series in a row now, Mac.
Yeah, well, there was definitely a lot of action tonight. There was a lot of action last night as well, and hopefully G2 up against Renegades, there's a lot more action there.
I'm hoping so as well. I mean, yeah, it should be a pretty interesting game. Should be a matchup of the AWPers. See if Shox is able to perform every single map again as well. See which one of these Renegades lads are going to step up. If it's all of them across the board, that was some pretty impressive stuff as well. Highlight of today thus far, I mean, you only really got to see the one series.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, because I'm very tired. But there was lots of plays. Nothing super in particular. There was a couple of aces, but they were all. I'm pretty sure they were all eco aces.
Probably lots of spray downs.
No,
and stuff.
Highlight was just the B site defense on Dust.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
That was probably the best part to watch. That was no plays in particular, but just the reads. It was just good game.
So is there a match in particular you're looking forward to coming up in the next couple? You reckon?
Well, always looking forward to some more Renegades. Yep. So Renegades versus G2. This will be their time to shine. You know, Aussie boys, just do it for the boys. But other than that, I'm not too sure of the other matchups. Oh, here they are, of course. So Astralis and Liquid, that'll be spicy. Renegades and G2, also spicy. What do you know?
Astralis and Liquid, I mean, that's going to be a fantastic match. Potential for Liquid to be able to take that one out because, you know, it's a little bit less of a pressured game for Liquid. You know, whenever it comes to the sort of the finals games, obviously they have been questionable sometimes. But, you know, in a upper bracket game, I think there's real potential for the upset for Liquid, especially coming off that win at Malta. Maybe that's the momentum that they need. Regardless, it's always a fantastic game between those two teams. Always very entertaining to watch. The highest quality of Counter-Strike that you can get. In my opinion, I prefer an Astralis Liquid over maybe a Na'Vi Astralis, although a Na'Vi Astralis make for some bigger plays. You know, Astralis Liquid is usually a bit of a more tactical sort of maneuvering of both teams to see who's going to come out ahead in the other Group B here. MRBR Mouse Sports, that's going to be a banger as well. And we'll have to see in the lower rounds what happens there. Na'Vi versus Sharks. I mean, that, you know, great upset versus North lads, but I don't know how you're going to go up against Na'Vi. NRG Ghost, the NA Dream matchup. I honestly think there's a chance for Ghost in that one.
Definitely. You know, Ghost, they have looked really, really sharp. And not even that, having Steel still on that team, right?
Yeah.
Steel is one of, if not the smartest person in the whole of Counter-Strike, in my opinion. He just knows so much about the game. It's very unfortunate about the whole, you know, can't play in the major situation.
Well, but that's what tournaments like this are for, isn't it? You know, opportunities, there's still chances for glory, there's still chances to get your name out there and prove that you're one of the best, regardless if you don't play in the majors. And regardless, a lot of the majors, you get some strange results, you know, flip side, making long runs in the majors for ages. You had, you know, the Gambit victory in one of the majors up against Immortal in the finals. There can be some weird matches coming out where some teams really step up to the plate and perform in majors, whereas tournaments like this, you know, you're more run-of-the-mill sort of, how would I say it? More regular sort of 250k events or whatever. Yeah. You usually have, you know, some of the better teams coming out ahead. Regardless, speaking of good teams, I mean, one of the matchups I'm looking forward to is picking up that Renegades matchup the next time they play. But plenty of matches to look forward to. The next time that we'll be coming back on the B stream, I believe, is going to be 11 AM CET. So until next time, we will see you then.
The champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.